Okay, making up a box of mushrooms. You can do gourmet or whatever the fuck you want. I think this is Starry Night. I had a mislabeling issue. I say a mislabeling issue. I forgot to write the name down, and then the day after I had a few bags, which had they're guesses. I think this is Starry Night. We'll find out in pretty soon. So clean this box. Cleaned it out with 70% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Then I wiped it out. Then spray that bad boy with some 3% hydrogen peroxide. Bam, 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 bam. Clean your hands. You can do it when that shit's wet, just don't really leave the alcohol in there. Hydrogen peroxide, 3%. It's small enough it's going to be fine. It's not going to do shit to it. Obviously you clean your bag and your hands. I've already done that. But bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Stereo technique's pretty cool, but it's not really that important at this stage. In the other stages, it's mostly important. So just opening this bag up. And we're going to get well, you can have a smell of it. Yeah. You want to have a smell of it? Yeah, get it. Yeah, that smells of mushrooms. If it smells of mushrooms, that's what you're looking for. Let's feel it a little. Yeah, it feels good. As you can see, if you colonize down, it would be easier to break it in the bag to show you guys, but I just want to get a nicer picture. Alright, I'm going to put this bad boy in here. We're going to break it up. I want to get all that lovely mycelium in there. Now I'm doing quite a lot of grain here. This is about 3 pounds, I think. It should be. Maybe 1.5. I can't remember. But you want about a 1-to-1 for optimal yield for your mycelium to substrate ratio. For the substrate today we're using CBG. That's cocoa coir, vermiculite and gypsum, and then obviously some parts water. It's like 18 cups of water, 1 brick of cocoa coir, and then I'm going to say 8 cups of vermiculite, 1 cup of gypsum, and then I do that in the bucket tech. I'm just breaking this mycelium. As you can see, it's just lovely in here. Absolutely lovely in here. Yeah, so you want to break it up, get it around. If you have any weird bits, tell you what, just throw that weird bit out. Keep going. Who gives a fuck? As long as you don't get the weird bit in there, you're normally good. See if I have any weird bits. All is good. So that's a little distilled, so that's going to go in the bin. So a decent amount of distiller in there. So I'll put my chunk in the bin. Also, which is good. This bag is pretty old. I went away on holiday and left this one sitting for, well, the majority of the time. It was ready a while ago, but I was lazy, really. Let's see what's in this. Okay. So these all look fine. There's a little bit of discoloration. See that there? That small amount of discoloration there? That sort of thing, it looks right, but I'm not too happy with the colour. Yeah, it doesn't look uniform like everything here. So, big chunk out. And now look at these grains. They're a little softer than I'd like them to be. Maybe too long. Maybe wet rot. No, I think just oversaturated. yeah, I could have boiled these grains maybe too long. Just look at what's happened there. Yep. Oh, good. Got that lovely mycelium in there. Now, this is quite a lot of mycelium. So I'm expecting a massive yield. My plan was to mix this between a few, like 2 boxes. I was going to get 2 boxes out of this. I'm going to say 1 pound, 1.5 pound bag. Could even be 3. Oh, 2.5 kilograms of grain I think maybe I put in. So I'm really just guessing here. This was supposed to be a live stream, but I do not have enough followers, so that's cool. I'm gonna have to keep posting, I assume, stuff like this until I reach 1,000 followers. Then I'll be able to live stream, and I can maybe start sharing some of the things that is instantly getting me a lot of my videos instantly go down when I try show some other stuff, different steps, you know, more like the growing steps, or other dehydration's 100% gone. Dehydrating stuff, dry fruits. Somehow I seem to be able to get away with some wet fruits. Wet fruits I get away with. I don't know if it's just an algorithm is spotting the dry fruit, the dry mushrooms, and saying, yo dude, that's naughty stuff. So I'm just going to keep working on this, break this all down. It's easier in the bag and you just beat that bitch up. But because this was an old bag, I was wanting to inspect the grains. Yeah, because you can be as confident that something's grown and something's clean through smelling it, and then you just throw it all in there, and then you lose, you know, the next 2 to 3 weeks of your life. Yeah, nothing wrong with taking a little bit of extra time. So I'll come back when I'm mixing the dirt with this bad boy. I got that broken up a bit, quite a bit. So my ratio is looking like it's going to be like 2 to 1 with mycelium to substrate. It's a bit much, but that's fine. The more mycelium you use, the more yield you're going to get, because it's more energy. I'll probably end up with more flushes. Then maybe four or 5 flushes, maybe even plus. Right. It's just a bucket of dirt. Right. I'm gonna mix this in, and then I'll be back and do a pseudo casing layer. Is it mixed? That's it. Equalised out and patterned down. Now to alleviate side pins, you want to press firmly, not too hard, but firmly with your hand like this on the side. Now we're looking to make it just below these holes I've got here, because that's our air intake. I'll be back with the pseudo layer. Some motherfucking dirt. Some motherfucking dirt, motherfuckers. Hey? I get back from work, I'll make some dirt. I'll get back from work, I'll make her squirt. That was good. Even that bitch out. Even it out. You want it to be as flat as possible, because if it's not flat, then you're going to have inconsistently growing mushrooms. Whether the twain's thicker or thinner, you know, it is what it is. Flatten this out. I'm not going to press it as hard as I did on the first layer, but we're going to go around the edge again, same technique. I'm going to press things down just slightly firm, because this is what's going to stop the airflow, which is going to get down the side and cause those side pins. And once the cake is fully colonized, it's going to start doing something called consolation. When it consolates, it's going to bring itself slightly in together, tighter as it pulls itself all together, and it's going to pull away from the sides, allowing air to get in, allowing the fresh air exchange for growth of mushrooms. And it's not really anything negative to have side pins, it's just more of a hassle to harvest. And that's, you know, you don't want it really to be wasting energy putting it into something that's going to be more effort to get out. If you can just do a small little step like this to avoid it. But as you go into your second and third flushes, your fourth and your fifth, you're going to have a higher likelihood of side pins, because, well, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Just the way the cookie crumbles. You don't want to do it down too tight, because you don't want the mushroom to have to work aggressively hard to get through. And then you got to make sure you've got no open, no exposed grains. That's the main reason for the pseudo casing. It also keeps a bit of the moisture in. And then I'm going to spray this with some hydrogen peroxide 3%. It doesn't do anything to the mushrooms. It does stuff to bacteria. Then the holes we've got here, we're going to cover with 3M micropore tape. Now, it's up to you if you do 1 or 2 layers. I'm going to do 1 because I'm lazy. I normally do 2, but it's practically the same. So, I need to push that side down a bit more. You got to remember, you want your cake to be below, just below your fresh air intake. So, considering I need to push this side down, that means my cake is not even. So I'm just going to shimmy some dirt around and make it nice and even. Unless I've drilled uneven holes, then that is actually a possibility. My measuring was finger widths, so that is very likely. Okay, I'm covered in dirt. Get some micropore tape up. Better with cleaner hands. Yeah, this is going to be a longer video because I can't be bothered editing this too much. In fact, I might not even edit it at all. So I'm covering up this hole here, you can see this. Now, you can save some tape by cutting holes and by cutting little things, you know, little sheets out. But it's already taking too much of my time. Too much of my time. There we go. Straight over them holes. I'll do the same to these, to them, to them. And then I'll spray the lid with hydrogen peroxide. When you're mixing your dirt and your grains, it's always best to make sure you're getting your hand down to the bottom of the tub. That's why I suggest you use transparent tubs like this, because you can see how well it's mixed. The better it's mixed, the more inoculation points you're going to have, and the quicker your box is going to take. The quicker your box takes, less chance of contamination. The more flushes you do, the weaker your cake gets, and thus weaker at defending itself. So you're left with a higher chance of contamination the more flushes you do. The more flushes you're into it, I mean. Because it's constantly losing its energy, it's constantly losing its nutrients. Mushrooms are 90% water. So we rehydrate the water between flushes with a cold shock. It would dunk it. But the nutrients, we're not able to put them back in. There are some poo-loving mushrooms I've seen people work with trying to put more nutrients back into that. But it just invites more contamination. It's much more consistent to just have some more grains going, you know, in the back, because mushrooms are practically infinite. I'm concerned with that tape there, because I didn't get it quite pushed all the way down, as I said, and it's resting right at the bottom of the circle. So I'm worried that moisture absorbs into the tape, because the tape is what's blocking the bacteria and mold from getting in, because it's working as a filter. I'm worried that might start growing mold. Now, if you ever see your filters with mold or something on them, I suggest you take it off. You clean that box quickly, and if it's still got fruits in it and they're not contaminated yet, you might be lucky. But chances are, if you see mold, it's the spores are already everywhere, and they've already got in amongst. You know, you can't see them. The only way to get rid of them is through well, you sterilise stuff, but you should soak it for 24 hours to let the endospores, because they'll be in cryostasis. Not fucking cryostasis, what are we in space? They'll be in endostasis, and they won't be killable. They are so resilient, those rat bastards. The lid is going to get the same treatment that the box got. So it's going to be alcohol, 70%, all over. Now, I don't really want to... Ideally, you'd be doing this away from your box, because alcohol can make... or can actually kill mycelium. Alcohol kills mycelium. Or it can make it mutate. It's very common when you see mutated mushrooms. Some of them can be either from alcohol that was left in the tub, or quite often bleach. Bleach makes mushrooms go absolutely fucking wild. They can do some crazy looking things with a bit of bleach that's left over from cleaning. I do like bleach. Bleach to clean 10% bleach and water in a closed steamer. Make sure there's no dirt or debris or anything. You know, get it nice and clean. And then when you think it's clean, that's when you're going to hit it with the bleach steamer, and then you're actually going to clean it. It's the only real way I've came across to guarantee something's really, really clean. It does a much better job than alcohol, but after the bleach, I do go in and I hit it with my isopropyl alcohol, and then I rub it down. I do prefer to use kitchen towels, but I'm out. You know, the paper towels, so you throw them out once you're done. Here we go. Right. So nice and clean. Besides, I just put it back in the dirt, which is nice. Oh, it's still popping out, so who cares? Now I'm going to give it some 3% hydrogen peroxide, just because it can't help, it can't hurt. It's my favourite thing. You know what, fuck it, I've already said it. Bam, 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 look at that, secret sauce. Now, you're going to close this bitch up, you're going to put it on your shelf, I'm going to put it in a box. You do you.